Hey there, everybody. I hope all of you are having a great Sunday. Sunday rolls around and it's like time for a new week, and you just kind of start evaluating like what you did last week and what you hope to get accomplished this week. But here's the thing, y'all. Don't overburden yourselves. We are all kind of like in a thing, and don't overburden yourself with, with planning and trying to keep lists and things like that. I am a big list person. I'm a big planner, but I found that a lot of the times when I plan things and I put them even in my planner, they just don't get done. And I used to feel really, really bad about that. But I have discovered that I'm trying to be a little bit easier with myself and trying to not lower my expectations, but just maybe live within what I can reasonably do and reasonably get accomplished. That makes sense, right? We have 2 new journals to go in the shop today. I love this. We're calling this Fireworks 2. I love this pop of gold on this fabric. Thank you, Miss C, for sending this. And we kind of picked up on the goldish kind of brown theme and the red with the bead strand for this journal. Of course, a journal is what? A journal is a journey. And whether you choose to do a 5-day journey, and you could do that because, 4-day journey, because we have 4 signatures in these books. You could do a signature a month and use the items in this signature to, maybe this will be your warm-up, or your cool down, or maybe you could dedicate a signature to doing some happy mail, and letting the people. I think it's fun to send happy mail to people who don't expect it. And to me, it's kind of a thrill when somebody says, I got something in the mail from you. I love that. I think that we undervalue that surprise factor a whole lot. A good surprise. We start off with a chippy that says that was then. And of course, we have our 3x3 mini book. A mini book is awesome as a daily journal. Maybe those big, journals that ask you a whole lot of questions and want you to delve into your psyche. Maybe it's just a little much right now. So a little 3x3 journal is a great place to start. You could do a 10-day journaling journey. We have Generous and True. I would like the way these 2 things played together because it picked up on the color theme right here, picked up on the puppy. A lot of times when things fall into my sight line, I think of songs. To me, this reminds me of A Dog and a Butterfly. Remember Dog and Butterfly by Heart? Good gracious, that was a... I think about not seeing people. Now, I was really fortunate because I went to a lot of concerts, so I got to see a lot of really stellar acts, and a lot of times, I was super fortunate. I got to see things backstage, Aerosmith, Def Leppard. It's always fun, Bruno Mars, to be backstage. Damn Yankees, the Doobie Brothers. There's a lot. My brother-in-law is a crew chief for... he was, but now we don't have concerts anymore, but that's okay. I think these, being backstage is a lot of fun. One of the most fun concerts I ever had, was my favorite band is Def Leppard. Remember, this is the end of our 6-kit week. We have Pirates, Coffee Shop, Cook's Life, Granny's Attic, Farm Life, and Summer Day. Now, this is Summer Day. If you want to take a look at what what is in these kits, then I'll put an iCard up here and you can kind of check that out. This is Farm Life right here. So, for my birthday one year, Chris discovered that Def Leppard was playing at the Virginia Beach Amphitheater. And he bought me tickets, and I was so excited. I love Def Leppard. So we go to the concert, and my sister calls me. Well, she called me like the week of, and she said, hey, Dave's cousin manages the Virginia Beach Amphitheater. I was like, well, that's pretty cool. She said, now look him up when you get there. He knows y'all are coming, and, you know, he can maybe upgrade your seats. I was like, oh, that would be so much fun. So, you know, I was very excited because I love these two pieces together. This is a pirate piece. This looks like an old sailor. He has a hat on that says conductor. You know, it was really common for pirates to pillage a ship and then take prisoners and make them into pirates. So, I don't know, to me, this guy looked like maybe he was on a ship and he got pillaged and now he's a pirate. It just came together in my head. She Was to Remember, Greatest Adventure, talking about the greatest adventure ever. We get to Virginia Beach Amphitheater and call Dave's cousin. God, I don't remember what his name was. And he says, yeah. He says, come on in. I'll meet you at the gate. So we were like, oh, I'm gonna get upgraded, yay. This is A Cook's Life right there. And so he and Chris hit it right off because Chris is a tech as well. You know, he's a sound tech. He did like PA installations for clubs and things like that. And he also was a sound guy, so he actually traveled with bands to do their sound. So, you know, again, Chris is just multi-talented. This is Coffee Shop right here. And of course, you have a lot to create with in the pockets as well as these signature pages, which are, you know, colors, shapes, patterns, vintage text. This is from a really cool book called Tom the Dog. It's really cute. 1958. Very vintage here. And so we're just like, you know, Chris is chatting with him, and I'm just walking along, you know, getting into the Def Leppard vibe. And all of a sudden, I realized that we are walking toward the meet and greet tent. And I'm thinking, wow, these seats are going to be like right up front, and it's going to be stellar. And we don't go to the right, you know, to get seated. We keep walking, and we get closer and closer to the meet and greet. And I realize that we are in line to meet Def Leppard. So the attendant at the meet and greet, I am losing my mind at this point. The attendant at the meet and greet says, no, dude, you know, we've got our 12. That's all that they're going to do today, just the 12. And so Dave's cousin turns to him and he says, oh, no. He said, we've got our 13 right here. And the guy's like, oh, whatever. I got to meet Def Leppard. Talk about a confluence, you know. Talk about a confluence, you know, a perfect, I'm not going to call it a storm. I'm going to call it a perfect miracle because that's what it was. Oh my gosh, it was amazing. We've got pirates right here for you. I just, you know, I can't even believe to this day that I got to meet Def Leppard. You know, it was all because Chris bought tickets. you know, and just happened to be buying tickets at a venue where Dave's cousin worked, you know, and I mean, it was just like, I still get like teared up when I think about it, because I was like one of the highlights of my life. This is Granny's attic, just chock full of all, look at that photo, you guys, of the Navy guys and this beautiful young woman. Isn't that really beautiful? So there we go, my friends. We've got fireworks, and we're going to call that fireworks 2, because we've already had a fireworks 1. And wouldn't you know it, somebody's going to cut their grass right now. But you know, I live in a neighborhood where people really do care for their lawns, so I'm not gonna be fussed by that. We are being gentler with ourselves. This is a pattern. I think we've called this Swirled Girl. It has like these pops of gold in it. So the gold actually flows with these swirls. It's absolutely such a stellar color combination. Not something you might see very often. And we've got a sweet little bead strand here for you. Let's crack this baby open. To be preserved. I think a lot of times, now you guys know, and I don't want to upset anybody, that I am purging my journals because I'm ready to just move on. And I think that sometimes when we're hanging on to old journals that we, you know, I have no desire to reflect on the past. I'm a very now girl. But a lot of people are not like that. You know, a lot of people are like to look back at things. I don't. I did keep the year 2015 because that's the year that my dad had. We've got our 3x3 mini book here. My dad had a stroke, and that was such a year. And while I don't want to revisit it, there are notations in that particular year about his health care. And then I did keep 2016, part of 2016, because that was when my mom had a health issue as well. And that's why I kept those books, because to me they're less like a journal and more like a health chart. You know what I'm talking about? Got a little chippy that says Brave and Handsome. But the more that I kind of disassemble and reassemble these journals, the more pleasure I'm taking in it, because I really do see how I have not progressed. I still worry about the same things. I'm still concerned about the same things. This is summer day. I still beat myself up over the same old things. You know, you just have to, this is farm life. Have to kind of, it's like we were talking in the beginning, there just comes a point where you just have to develop a little bit of love for yourself, where you start to care about you, not how other people feel, not about serving other people and neglecting yourself, which is a girl thing. You know, girls tend to do that. We tend to really focus on pleasing people and you know, not taking care of ourselves and putting others first. Now, there's nothing wrong with that, but you can carry it to like really big extremes. I really like the way that little chippy came about. This is an old Sunbeam automatic mix master mixer guide. I love this thing. You know, when we think about mixers now, they certainly don't look anything like that. Look, see, there it is right there. Isn't that nice? You now have the finest food mixer made. Super cool. And going through my journals, disassembling, reassembling has really made me aware that I don't take care of myself at all. I'm changing that. I'm changing the way I work. I'm changing the things I expect from myself. I really don't expect a lot from other people. But me, yeah, I do. I expect a whole lot from myself. This is a cook's life. So, it's just time to stop. I'll be 62 this month. And it's time to, maybe do a little self-focus, a little self-love, a little self-care. That would be a good theme, for one of these signatures, maybe just self-care. This is Vintage Script. It says, "Hello, Ida. We have something about another year." Now, this is a 2-page piece, okay? So it's continued on the other page. I love the handwriting. I've gotten so far away from handwriting. I kind of wonder about people who are educating children at home. I have to share with you that I am terrified of children going back to school. Having spent 10 years of my life in the 3rd grade, I don't think that children can isolate. I don't think that, I am very conflicted about that. How are y'all feeling about it? You guys who have children or grandchildren, how are you feeling? Is it something that we have coffee shop right here? Is it something that, that troubles you? This is our Pirates kit. I just, having been there, done that, seen that, I'm just not sure. Anyway, so I was thinking about, handwriting. Handwriting was a big thing in 3rd grade. Everybody learned to do cursive writing. It was something all the kids looked forward to. When the teacher introduced cursive writing, it was like, oh, you finally get to write cursive. And they were so sweet because they'd hang their little heads over and they would try and make everything look perfect. It was just absolutely the most fun to watch those children learn to write in cursive. I love pages like this because I'm not fond of putting the same sizes in the books. I like different folds, different sizes, different colors, different, and you can just see how all this goes together. See, this is cool. This makes you think about older text and new text and the different weights of paper, and then you kind of flip it over like this, and you have these awesome, cool colors that kind of all go together too. This purple is picked up right here. But I worry, not worry, but I'm like, wonder how my friend like Jessica is going to teach her kid to do cursive writing when maybe she didn't learn it as a child. You know what I'm talking about? So it's going to be an interesting thing to watch. And I do encourage, anybody who, again, our sailors, this is Granny's Attic. Our folks who are just, stepping out and teaching their kids at home, I applaud you. I think that it is, that's a hero thing. So, do you guys know the hero pose in yoga? Okay, I'm going to explain it to you real quick. If you are educating your child at home, then you put your hands on your hips and you pull back your arms, and that, my friends, is your hero pose. You are my hero. All of you are heroes, no matter what you're doing, no matter where you are, no matter your line of work, or, if you're retired, if you are a mom, if you are working. Guys, I really think about y'all so often, and I appreciate the support at the Etsy store. I really, Karen, appreciate Karen at the, I appreciate your really kind tips over at PayPal. Thank you so much. You guys have a stellar Sunday. I'm going to be back with a couple more new journals in just a few minutes, okay? See you soon. Bye. Sorry, Mia here.